No repeating allowed. Okay, so the domain, and keep up today very fast because I'm gonna, the domain is gonna be -3, -2, -1, 0, and 3. So all of the x's with no repeatings. Okay, the range is gonna be 0, 4, -4, 2, and 0 is already up there, so we don't need to write them down together. Okay, number 3, the domain is going to be the first piece of every one or the second piece? The first. Okay, so it's going to be the first, so -7, -5, -3, 1, and 6. Okay, the range is going to be the second piece of every one of these. -7, 0, -5, 2, and 2 is already on our list. Okay, so same thing here, we don't repeat these. Okay, 5. The domain, are they the up and down? Do we go up and down or do we go left and right? Up and down. Okay, for the domain, we go up and down. Okay, so the domain, we essentially start on this X line and we're going to look up and down. So we got one here at 5. We've got another one here at 4. There's another one at 4, so I don't need to write that one down. This one is at 0, and this one is at -5. Okay, for the range, you're going to do the exact same thing except for looking at it from the other direction. Okay, so we got -6, -4, 1, and 2. Okay, each mapping represents a relation. Determine the domain and range. What is the domain?
-6, -1, and 2.
Yeah, so these ones essentially, what are you doing?
Rewriting them.
Yeah, you're just copying them down. Right. Okay, the ones that do have 2 arrows from it, that just means it's the number's popping up twice, but they only wrote it down once, the same way that you're only supposed to write it down one time. Okay, 9 and 10 we crossed off. Okay, so go to number 11. Okay, 11, it says each table represents a relation. Determine if it's a function. How do we know if it's a function or if it's not?
Repeating message.
If the X is there.
The x's are repeating, then it's what? Then it's no function, okay? Then it's not a function. Okay, and we can kind of look at that. So I know here I got -1, 0. That's going to be right here, this dot. -1, 5, and -5 is going to be this dot. See how these dots are on top of each other like that? That makes it not be a function. So this one is going to be a no. Okay, our x's are not allowed to repeat. The y's are, because if our y's repeat, our line's just gonna be like this. They're gonna be this way, which is totally fine. Okay, they're not allowed to go up and down, okay, so, no repeating x's. Okay, so if we look at 13, does that have repeating x's? Yeah, what are they? 0, okay, 0 has 2 arrows coming off of it, which means it repeats. So this one is gonna be a no, it's not a function. Okay, 15, determine if it's a function. Is that a function? No, why not? Yeah, okay, so, the vertical line test, anything that's gonna be a closed shape, circle, square, triangle, or a sideways shape is gonna be a no, okay? Okay, 17, evaluate each function at a given value. What is the given value? They want you to find it at what? Huh? 9. So everywhere there's an x, we're putting parentheses with a 9. So f of 9 equals negative parenthesis 9 plus 6. Negative 2? 3? Negative 3? Somebody agree? Okay, are we allowed to just put negative 3 for our answer? No. You have to put that f of 9, okay? Equals negative 3. If you just put me 3, I'm marking it off, okay? Okay, so you have to put the 9. That lets us know, because if I would put a 10 in there, now my answer is a negative 4. If I put 11 in there, my answer is going to be negative 5. Okay, so depending on what I put in there, if I put a 0 in there, my answer is going to be 6. So I have to put the 9. That lets us know my answer is only negative 3 when I plug in a 9. Okay, so we have to put the whole thing. Okay, number 19 says sketch the graph of the line. Which point do we plot first? What do I plot first? Negative 4. So we're going to go to the y line and find the negative 4 and put a dot. Okay, is my slope positive or negative? Positive. Am I looking for option 1 or option 2? Option 1. So I'm going to go up to and over 1, which way? To the right. Up to, over 1. Okay, 21 says find the intercepts of the graph. Okay, essentially, where does it cross the x line? Where does it cross the y line? It crosses the x line at where?
0.
At 0. Where does it cross the y at?
0.
Also at 0. Okay, so in this case, the x and y intercept is at 0. Okay, 23. Again, they want you to find intercepts on here. Okay, so what should you be looking at when you're looking at the table in general? At zeros. Okay, so we know that this one, here's one at 5, 0. Okay, if you're not sure, again, graph it. Okay, so 5, 0 is going to be here. Is that an x-intercept or is that crossing the y line?
X.
That's an x-intercept. Okay, so it's going to be x equals 5. Okay, so if we look at 25, okay, again, we're looking for a 0. Okay, is there any? Yes, a negative 6, 0. So is that going to be an x or a y intercept? That's going to be an x-intercept. So it's going to be x, and that's negative 6. Okay, 27. Are there any zeros? Yeah, it's 0, 7. So is that going to be an x or a y? That's going to be a y. So it's going to be y equals 7. Okay, 29 and 30 we crossed off. 31, what is the formula for slope? What's the formula?
Y equals y
Y what?
Y2,
minus y1
Good.
over x2 minus
Equals what?
m.
M. Okay. Okay, so we can go ahead and label x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, if you don't know how to type these in on the calculator, please let me know today. Okay, and I will gladly help you. Okay, they're actually not that bad to do, right? If you know how to type them in. Okay, so it's going to look like negative 13 minus negative 14 over 8 minus 14. Okay, you're going to type that in a calculator and see what you get. What do you guys get? Negative 1 over 6, somebody agree?
Yeah, yeah,
Negative 1 over 6. Okay, and that's my slope or my M. Okay, 33, you're gonna start off the same, so we're gonna say x1, y1, x2, y2, and that one is my M. Okay, so we're gonna start off by, even, I know some of you guys don't love these ones, even if you don't, like, know how to do them, you can at least set it up like this way, okay? Don't leave it blank on your quiz for sure, okay? I can almost guarantee you this one's probably gonna be worth the most points on your quiz, okay? So, we're gonna start by setting it up. So my y2 is y minus my y1 is 4 over x2, which is 6, minus my x1, which is negative 1, equals negative 4 over 7. Okay, from here, which one can I simplify, the top or the bottom?
Bottom.
The bottom. Okay, so I'm gonna get y minus 4 equals 7. Okay, and then we're gonna cross multiply and divide. So 7 times, really this is gonna look like 7 times y minus 4. So 7 times y is gonna be 7y. 7 times negative 4 is negative 28. Equals, and we're gonna do the other side too. So 7 times negative 4 is gonna be negative 28. Okay, we're gonna add 28 to both sides. So I'm gonna get 7y equals 0. Okay, and then what?
Divide.
We're gonna divide by 7. Okay, so I'm gonna say divide by 7. So I'm gonna get y equals 0. Okay, there